All right, welcome. I'm going to be doing a review of the Mirthwood demo. Now, this is a game that's coming out on November 6th, 2024. The developer is Bad Ridge Games, and it's published by V Publishing. It seems like a very interesting game. It's got a good mix of various elements from other games. Obviously, it's heavily influenced by Stardew Valley. The aesthetics are more Don't Starve Together, as well as the survival mechanics, because you can in fact starve to death in this game. And then you basically get revived and open back up on the world, like you just lose consciousness for a while. It also has like an element of classic Zelda to it, like just going through the world. It's got that open world RPG aspect of the gameplay, and that's kind of different to other games like this. I like that they did that in the open world, as opposed to like Stardew Valley, where it's the dungeon. The dungeon is where you do most of your RPGing. It's actually out in the world that you do that here. So that's different from Stardew Valley. That's something I really like. But yeah, I mean, it's a very interesting game. I highly recommend you check it out. I'll put a link in the description to the Steam page, so you can check that out. And we're gonna go ahead and just jump right into some gameplay, because I recorded some gameplay, and we'll walk through that. Probably skip ahead quite a bit, because I spent a lot of time doing some gameplay. So let's just go ahead and go over to that video and get started here. So you can see right here is the character creation screen. You can kind of toggle things on and off, put your name down there, and then you go to origin, class, and profession. So your origin is like where you're from. You've got these five different areas with special aspects. Then you've got your class, which is royal, noble, or peasant, and you've got these backgrounds, which are a variety of different backgrounds, which gives you different skill baselines to start the game with. So I chose kind of a farmer approach, so that I'm better at farming in the beginning. But you've got gathering, you've got farming, you've got crafting, all of these different elements, and this is kind of your starting home. And you can fix up the house, you can add different things to like, you got this workbench, and that can craft other things that you can craft with. So you've got that kind of expansive tech tree. As you build more stuff, it builds more stuff. It lets you build more stuff as you build more stuff, I guess. But right off the bat, they give you this mission: gather 50 wood, gather 50 stone, and then craft a cooking pot. And so that's what I'm kind of going through right now. So you get this starting axe, starting pickaxe, starting shovel, and starting watering can, and starting hoe to till the soil. So let's just go ahead and skip ahead a little bit here. Get through the axe. So you can see now I'm mining some stone, and as I continue down this road, I gathered them all, and now I can craft that cooking pot. So we'll actually skip ahead to that part as well. So you can see here is the... Oh, I already did the cooking. There we go. So I crafted it from the workbench. Let's start here. So I go over to the workbench, gather another stone before I do. And you can see I crafted it. You can hit F to craft, or click on the button, and then it pops up right in your inventory. And you can click on it, and you can place it anywhere you want. Once you hit that B key on the bottom there, you can see the different like rotate and path mode and all that. And you hit the B key and it's built, and then it stays there. And now you can use that and bake stuff. So I made a baked apple. And then I go back to the crafting thing here, and you can see a variety of different things you can build. Furnace, keg, anvil. You know, there's a whole lot of different things you can build here. I didn't go too far into that, but there are a lot, and I think that there's going to be a lot more as the game progresses, especially on release, because I did notice there's a lot of things that are limited in the demo. You can't go to certain areas. You're kind of limited in where you can go, and there's some limitations on the quests, so there's only a certain number of quests you can do before you kind of run out of steam there as well. Plus, you only get 5 days to do this. You can see at the top right corner there, days left 5. So they only give you 5 days in the demo, and then the demo's over. And you can see I leveled up there. And if I go, well, I'm going to the inventory, but yeah, that's the scythe, so I'm kind of clearing some of the grasses for planting. Let's just fast forward a little bit here. Yeah, now I'm using the hoe on the ground. So you can make a pile or clear a pile with this. And I made a variety of them. And yeah, there we go. So now I've got the seeds out, and you can just plant the seed. You click on the thing, and it highlights, and you just plant the seed in the mounds. But you have to keep them watered, I noticed. So it takes a few days to grow these things. And like I said, you have to keep them watered with your watering can. And I'm just going through with the rest of these seeds. This is another mission that you have to do, which is plant 5 of each of the 3 seed packets they give you, and then they give you a 4th seed packet as well. So I just planted them all. And you notice there I got hungry, so I'm crafting a honeyed apple and some baked apples from the inventory I had. They give you like, half dozen apples at the start of the game. And you just click on them to eat them, and that replenishes your hunger. You also get tired, you have to go and sleep. So you can take a nap, or you can sleep the whole night through. So that's the lightning bolt. If you see on the bottom left there's the lightning bolt, the dish of food, and on the top there's the heart, which is your health. So as you get more tired, you're going to have to go and sleep. And now you can see I'm watering the crops. Now that I've eaten, and I'm not hungry anymore, I'm not starving to death. So I just water my crops, and then they stay watered for a while until like the next day, and you got to water them again. So you got to kind of keep on top of that for things to actually grow halfway decent. And now you can see I've got the tending the soil in progress. I'm growing those plants. And that's my completed quest, The Humble Beginnings, where I gathered that stone and wood and built the cooking pot. And I think now I'm going south to the town. I'm gonna get some honey first, which is nice because there's wild stuff out there. There's like the beehives, there's mushrooms, there's plants and berries and stuff where you can just stumble upon them and harvest them. You can also hunt. There's deer and rabbits that I've seen in the game. I think there's probably other stuff too. As you go further out in the world, outside of the demo parameters. So that's, there's hunting, there's farming, and then there's gathering. So you've got all 3 of those as potential sources of food and materials. And I'm just kind of looking for whatever I can find just to make sure I have enough food reserves, which I ended up getting plenty for this demo. That was never an issue. And you can see they're planning on a fishing game. So that's cool. I mean, any halfway good indie game has to have fishing, right? I mean, that's important. And then I just go through town here, and there's a quest where you have to meet somebody. So you kind of have to not only greet them, but you have to talk to somebody. So that's the conversation window, and that'll come up in a minute. But I just went around and greeted a bunch of people just to kind of build my renown in the local town here. So there is that social aspect as well. So that's very much Stardew Valley. You don't actually really, at least yet, you don't actually have any in-depth conversations with these townfolk, but it seems like there might be, because you do run into other people around outside of the town where you actually have conversations like quest lines and stuff. So that might be an aspect of these townfolk as well in the full game. I don't know that for sure. You can see here's a little trading stand where you can buy stuff and sell stuff. I'm kind of equipping myself up here. But it's meet someone new. That's the quest line right there. So I talked to this person, and there's your conversation window. So you can like do small talk, and you can get more in depth with things, and it's just more of a social interaction mechanic. So whatever they're interested in, if you talk about that thing, they're going to have a positive reaction. If you talk about something they're not interested in, they're going to have a negative reaction. So I don't know. It seems like they could probably get that more in depth than it is, but it's functional. It's serviceable at least, and it's kind of a neat little aspect of the game where you have that social interaction stuff. I guess you can romance people in this game too, or at least that's what they're hinting at. I haven't, it's only 4 days left here, so I haven't been able to do that. Along with other NPC characters, you'll be able to perform different social actions. So you can actually go up on that stage and perform something. So there's a lot of of little niceties in this game like that, where you've got the social aspects of it, and then you've got that full-blown RPG where you're going out in the world and adventuring. So it's got a lot of depth to it in that respect. And I mean, for a 2.5D style game, I like the art style. Like I said, it's very reminiscent of Don't Starve Together in terms of like how it's put together. But I like the art style better than Don't Starve Together in this game. It's kind of an interesting take on things. You know, it's simplistic, but it's good. You know. And this is the next quest line. This is the one that gets you out into the world adventuring. So you can see in the middle there's the blue meadows, the old forest rather, and that's kind of where the brewery is that you have to go, the meadery. But we can just go ahead and skip ahead a little bit. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I want to run into that guy, and I'm harvesting some berries there. There he is. So there's a bandit that you have to fight. So there is fighting in this game. And I'm not great at it, that's for sure. I need to do some more practicing. I haven't played this too much yet. But there is some skill involved here. There's timing. You know, I was kind of just experimenting around to see if I hit his sword, he would pull away, or what kind of interactions that would happen, like what kind of reactions to what I'm doing would he have. It seemed like they're more pattern based. At least that's my impression, is that there's a certain pattern to their movements. So once you learn those patterns with these guys, you'll be able to defeat them fairly easily. So now I'm kind of a little closer to where I was, where my house is. And that's where that guy was, north of where my house is. Let's just go ahead and skip forward, though, because I know... Yeah, I ran into a couple of guys here. Yeah, this is the meadery, so... Yeah, we'll start from here, where I run into the meadery. And that's part of that mission, is to discover it and then figure out what happened there. And I'm not going to do too much in the meadery, because I don't want to spoil it too much. So we'll actually just probably leave it before I actually go fully in depth into the meadery and go through that mission, because I'd rather have you guys discover it for yourselves, you know. But here it is. I discovered the meadery, and you kind of go through the town and look at different things, but you can see that cellar locked for demo. So they don't let you go certain places, like I said in the demo. In the full game, you should be able to inspect the cellar, and so there you go. And now it says investigate the meadery 0 out of 3, and you have to go through the actual main household and see what happened there. But we're gonna go ahead and skip past that. But you can see I'm kind of finding different stuff and resupplying as I go. But yeah, just skip right ahead, and now we can see my plants are a lot closer to being ready. They've grown up a little bit, but I'm rewatering them. And I think... Yeah, I think I reorganized some inventory here. That's something. You need a lot more small chests. You need a lot more storage than what they give you in the demo. Which I would assume that you can craft chests and place them just like everything else, so you just expand your inventory that way. Or rather, your storage, not your inventory. And yeah, so I'm just kind of looking through. So I've got these quests that are not available. They're locked for demo, so you can't actually go on those quests. So it is very limiting in terms of the demo, but the full game, obviously, that won't happen. And you'll be able to just continue on. Actually, I think I went into the town for a while. I'm just going to skip ahead until I get to the... to those plants being fully grown. Which should be after this. So I think this is where I actually go to sleep. I can show you how you sleep. So I ate, and yeah, you go over here and you hit E to sleep, and I think I can't remember the other key to take a nap. which only replenishes part of your tiredness. Whereas a full night's sleep, it'll replenish all of it and bring it back to full, or nearly full. And now you can see all those plants are fully grown up. So it took a couple of days, and I actually ended up watering them, thinking I could just water them and then replant stuff, but that's not how that works apparently. Yeah, and I built that for charcoal, and so I made a piece of charcoal, and now I'm doing more inventory management because I'm all out of space. I went out adventuring in the real world, and I picked up so much miscellaneous stuff. I have a full inventory I can't carry anymore. So obviously there's a lot of gatherable resources in this game because you can fill your inventory up quick if you're just out there gathering a bunch of stuff. Which is actually, I think, a good thing because, you know, you're gonna need to maintain that hunger meter, and it does have that survival mechanic. You can starve in this game, so having lots of gatherable resources that you can eat and replenish your hunger meter, that's a very good thing in my book. So I've been crafting away here, and hopefully I can get through. Yeah, I'm just kind of looking at different options to cook with. I hope they have like recipes where you can expand that a little more. That would be nice. I could have sworn they were ready to be harvested, but maybe not. Maybe I just go out adventuring again. I did. Alright, well, we're just going to skip right ahead again. Alright, now they have to be ready. I think this is where they're fully grown, because they weren't this big before, so now they're fully grown. And once they are, they get an option to gather them. Yeah, so I'm just, again, more inventory management. So that is the big concern here, because you only get that one chest. Like I said, I think the full game you're going to be able to craft more storage for yourself, so that won't be as big of an issue. But yeah, you just hit E to gather. So that menu, once they're fully grown, you get that option. And so I gather all those, and then I go over and gather all these. And then I think the wheat is the last one you need for that quest. And of course I'm hungry, so gotta eat something. Working in the fields all day, got hungry, right? And you can see there, in the middle there's two of those seed bags. So I actually end up replanting some stuff. Alright. And now I just have to gather the rest of these, and then it'll finish that quest. And there you go. So that's all the quests in the demo done. It was fairly limited. It's a short demo. It's not very long. Like this was 45 minutes in this game, and a lot of that I spent out having fun, adventuring, just kind of looking at the world. So you could do it in far less time than that, probably. But like I said, I was just doing some exploration and kind of seeing what the world had, and running into those borders more than anything, because like I said, it is limited in the demo at least. So, yeah, that is effectively it. I think at the end here I replant my my carrots and something else. Let me see here. Oh, I must have gone to sleepers. Yeah, I went to sleep. And now I've got a copper bar and a piece of charcoal. So those two things, the forge and the forge and foundry, I think they are. they take a period of time to process, but you don't have to be at them to do it. So it just kind of burns away, and eventually the progress bar ticks down, and you get whatever the end result is. So now I'm just replanting, trying to see if I had any other seeds there, but I didn't. So it's just those three. And yeah, so now I got 3 more things to grow. And I could probably go down to town and buy more seeds, but, that's that's kind of that aspect of the Stardew Valley farming system. So that's it. So that is the Mirthwood demo. Again, I highly recommend you checking out the demo. It's great that they have one. It is kind of a bit of a default kind of approach to things. There's some roughness, like the intro screen is just a like one of those old standby TV signal things. So they definitely threw this together early on and just got something out there for people to be able to play. But it is functional. It is fully complete and very playable. So again, highly recommend you check out the demo. And again, it's coming out November 6th. So that is coming up less than a month now. So keep an eye out for it. And if you like the demo, if you like this video or the review of it, definitely check it out. And that's all I got for you guys. So hope you enjoyed the vid. If you like these kind of videos, give it a like, and I will talk to you guys later.